Did you get your dose of hot news for the week and you want a little bit more? Or maybe were you not able to keep up with all of the tech news that came out and you want it all in one condensed little package? Well, that's what I have here for you, my friends, in This Week in News, or known as Twin, where we go over the hottest tech news that happened this week. So buckle up, strap on, and get ready as we talk about the hottest tech news of the internet. Microsoft's DirectStorage actually came out this week for Windows 10 and Windows 11, which allows for faster memory access on the SSD so that you get faster loading games. However, one of the key features that people are anticipating with DirectStorage, which is GPU compression, is actually not enabled and is next on Microsoft's roadmap to roll that out. So you can be kind of hyped for DirectStorage, but don't be fully hyped at this point. But Microsoft doesn't want you to be hyped that there might be ads coming to File Explorer, because it was a mistake when somebody published the fact that there are ads happening in File Explorer. They didn't mean to do that. So don't get hyped just yet, but they will not roll it out in the future in case you like it. Do you like ads in File Explorer? Do you like it when ads are served down your throat? You gotta verbally say thanks.
Yum, yum, yum.
Because if you do, Microsoft's gonna give it to you open wide. Microsoft's gonna serve you some ads, boy.
Gulp.
A man tried to gulp down some CPUs on his body earlier this week when he got cracked down for having 160 Intel processors taped to his body. And by gulp down, I just mean that they were duct taped onto him, with the lowest end version of it being a 12600KF. This man had roughly $42,000 or more of CPUs taped to his body. Dubbed the walking CPU by Chinese officials, he was caught because he was walking weird, which I guess we should totally do a video where I buy 160 CPUs, tape them to my body, and see if I can walk normally, and just like go around to places, like walk through the mall, go to Starbucks, something like that. That makes a whole lot of sense, right?
Like Vape Nation, but with CPUs.
Exactly. Okay. Vape CPU Nation.
CPU Nation.
CPU Ds.
What is Ds?
I don't know. Speaking of CPUs being put in places they shouldn't be, AMD wasn't allowing you to take your 5000 series CPUs and put them into the 300 series motherboards, but no longer, after they violated their kind of blood oath that they made with consumers regarding the BIOS support for their AM4 motherboards. They have actually now started to roll it out, or at least they promised that they will in April of 2022, in about a month, where you can get the 5000 series processors on X370, B350, and A320 with a selective beta BIOS update in case you want that to happen. AMD also confirming that they have new CPUs coming out in the next few months, with the Ryzen 3 4100, the Ryzen 5 4500, and the Ryzen 5 4600G being confirmed, as well as the Ryzen 5 5500, Ryzen 5 5600, and Ryzen 7 5700X on top of the 5800X 3D, which is going to come out on April 20th for $449, which AMD also confirmed cannot overclock because it's a fragile little chip, and if you try to push its voltage, it's gonna weep and cry and get rid of itself. Just like YouTube Vanced did this week, they announced that they are shutting down the service that allowed you to skip ads on YouTube, that allowed you to skip sponsor spots in YouTube videos, as well as a lot of people commenting when we talked about this in a previous episode of Hot News, that they primarily used it for features that YouTube locks behind YouTube Premium, such as having picture-in-picture playing, or even being able to keep videos playing when you turn off your phone. People used it for that reason. Anyways, YouTube Vanced shutting down, discontinuing, saying that in the coming days the download links will be removed, and not exactly saying why, but the assumption was that it was due to legal reasons, and they even said you don't have to know the exact reason this had to happen. You could probably figure it out for yourself, considering we had to do it. So likely a cease and desist or some sort of legal action coming from Google with regards to YouTube Vanced. And some legal action happening in your brain right now, you need to be like, hey, it's now legal for me to buy a GPU again because prices are coming down. You need to open that part of what was locked in your brain. Nvidia dropping the cost of their GPUs to their add-in board partner cards 8 to 12%, making it so that GPUs could potentially get cheaper at retail. But then on top of that, Asus in Australia dropping their GPU prices 25% to make it so that people are having a better time there. We also saw price decreases happening in Germany and Austria, with the RTX 3090 dropping below 2,000 euro for the first time in over 6 months. It does look like GPUs are getting cheaper and cheaper, which should help you with getting maidens, in case you're one of the 12 million people who have purchased Elden Ring within the first 18 days of it being available. From Software thought that they were only going to sell 4 million in 5 weeks, which is a maidenless thought to have, and they absolutely now have tons of people who are playing the game. Even the new guy got Elden Ring yesterday, ain't that right?
No maidens.
He doesn't have a mating yet, but we're working on that, isn't it?
No,
No? You just bought the game, but you're not gonna play it?
not working.
He's working on it. We're gonna figure that out. And I'm gonna figure out how to end these episodes of Hot News one day in the future at some point. Not today.